The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Herbert off of play action. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 37 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On first down, it's Herbert. Pass hauled in by Johnston.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it's second down.
You look at this Steeler defense.
They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Herbert's this throw taken in by Johnston.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 20-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And the Chargers are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up first and goal.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
On second and goal, they'll give it to him again. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Herbert changing things up. From the 4 now, third and goal.
And he will get in across the track for a Chargers touchdown. A great effort there.
That's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chargers put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And it's now a 7-0 game. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
And Hall not going to bring this one out.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now. Ready?
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll keep it on the ground. Curtis. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's 3rd and 10.
Throwing is Lewis.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Extra point try now from Dicker.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14. Steelers nothing.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Now Lewis.
Here's one deep for Pickens.
It's caught inside the 25. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 60 yards.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And oh, he coughed it up. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. Now, I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
The fumble on first down. Now here's 2nd down.
Now a handoff off running through the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
On third down, Lewis. This will be caught at about the 5. And they'll rally and stop him short of the first down at about the 6. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
Oh, this ball hangs out to the right. It's no good.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept you in a lot of games. And now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on second down.
And he's got his big tight end here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game. And he's got a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. And quickly to the outside, that's caught by Lamb. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Play action. It's Herbert. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
On first down, Justin Herbert. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Herbert. Complete to Johnston here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On third down, they'll try and run for it on the draw. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
From the left hash, this from 39. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
Let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Looking to throw. Lewis.
Looking for Pickens. He's got him on the out route.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Ready.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lewis. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's 2nd and 10.
To throw again. Lewis.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted.
Picked by Kenneth Murray.
And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. His throw incomplete. Defensively, celebration time, because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Hands it off out of the gun.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Devontae Wyatt
in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they're able to come away with the interception, Charles. They aren't able to move the ball all that much. However, they do get 3 out of it with a field goal.
Yeah, and anytime you do force a turnover, you have to come out of it with points. Everybody wants 6. They'll take the 3 there. Now it's their opportunity to do it again.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm about to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
Here's one deep for Pickens.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Chargers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Left side to Lamb.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. It's reeled in downfield by Johnston. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Now it's Herbert. That is caught by Lamb.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Herbert operating from the red zone. Pass out left finds Johnston.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Justin Herbert
keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the Chargers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the route is on here in this first half. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here we go, set.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
Finds his man. There's Jordan Addison.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
Operating from the gun, Lewis.
That is caught. And he will have a Steelers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lewis. He finds his man. Complete. That's Curtis. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
2nd and a couple. Now they'll send Adams in motion left.
On 2nd down, it's Curtis. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lewis completes this to Addison out left. Calling a gain of a yard, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Second and 9.
Operating from the gun, Lewis.
On the out route, this is Adams with a catch.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still 3,000 yards, a good season.
Here's Lewis on 1st and 10. Throw left side, complete. That's Curtis. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27.
Back to throw again.
Completes this one to Pickens.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 15-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
On first down, it's Curtis. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's second and 11. Off the play fake, Lewis. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces third and long.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Operating from the gun, Lewis. And that will be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Herbert on first down now. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now they try the right side here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Look at the big fella go. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Give him 32 on the play.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection That's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Partner, it's been my experience that after 2 stops like that near the goal line, defenses only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
And the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now. Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. And it'll be intercepted. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing is Lewis. Here's one deep for Pickens. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Lewis. This is caught by Addison. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Curtis. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page, because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Operating from the gun, Lewis. That's down the field and caught by Freiermuth. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 43 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Curtis. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
10 more there and another first down. Defensively, you've got the nice lead here in the fourth quarter. You're saying, if they want to get a run of a little over 10 yards, that's okay.
I hear what you're doing there, and I think you're onto something. They've loosened up on defense, so don't get fooled by the nice runs you're getting now. You've got to get bigger plays, possibly think about throwing the football a bit more here.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
To throw is Lewis. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Curtis. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The Charger drive about to get going. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Oftentimes, when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Herbert running left off the option. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
Here's J.K. Scott now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taken right around the 44.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
Here we go.
Lewis now throwing to start the drive.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Ready, break.
2nd down and 6 now.
Looking to throw. Lewis. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The Steelers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards to play.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
He gets it to Addison.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 12-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, 4th quarter, and a chance, if they want, to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Up the middle they go. It's Curtis. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now a play fake here on first down. That's caught inside the 20.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Steelers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. They'll try and throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for Los Angeles, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now on the year. And they'll get another road